When we are the light of the world, Matthew 5:14, and we are at the center of schools. We're talking about the seed. This is what's going to grow in our nation. How God can show up, and through our lives, not even saying much, He can bring transformation. This year has been a really exciting year on many fronts. I've been able to be a part of a situation where we had a great principal that had retired, and I'll never forget last year when that happens, we were saddened, but I began praying, and other teachers began praying. Christians came together, and I'll never forget, I said, Lord, man, you gotta bring a man of God to our campus. And we were just praying and just fasting. And little do we know, God brought a man of God on campus. I mean, we were totally excited. I have a particular student that I ran into this year and just took a liking to me. I'm always praying that God would soften hearts and remove blinders. I'm always praying that I would have a special grace with kids, that I would be attractional. I believe that as a church, we're attractional. We're the light of the world. And so I'm always looking for relationships. Obviously, also to educate, you need to have great relationships. There's just one kid, man, just down and out. You know, he's trying to figure himself out as a high schooler, becoming an adult, and just on a journey. But you know, obviously we don't preach at the school, but we're the light of the world. And this kid came asking questions. He knew that he needed on his own to seek out the Lord. And he began to do that on his own. All I know is that when I come back from break, this kid almost tackles me. He comes to my room in the morning, first thing after break, first day, and he says, Mr. Rodriguez, I gotta talk to you. I gotta tell you what's going on. I'm like, okay, like what's going on? And this kid proceeds to tell me a testimony about how he encountered God, about how the God of the universe saw him in his most needed time. And he began to talk and share. All I know is that this kid has developed a hunger and a passion for the Word of God. And now at this point, it's not just the Word. He's looking for the presence of God, seeking the power. He's seeing how God convicts him and leads it. And I'm like, I didn't do this. I didn't do this at all. But it just goes to show you that when we are the light of the world, Matthew 5:14, and we are at the center of schools. We're talking about the seed. This is what's going to grow in our nation. How God can show up, and through our lives, not even saying much, He can bring transformation. And I've had teachers ask me, Mr. Rodriguez, what's your secret? And I've had to stop them and say, listen, I'll tell you a little part of my secret. And it is that every day when I wake up, I know that this is the day the Lord has made, and I'm looking for a reason to be glad in it. A lot of things might go wrong, but I have a God that makes a way where there is no way. Guys, I'm just excited to share that God is at work at the center of our schools, and He's using teachers, and He's using Christian educators international to be that force, to be that center of empowerment, of a backing for what God is doing at the center of our nation. Let's get excited about God, what God could do with us through you in the schools. Let's rock. Let's do it.